A flawless $5 million heist. Millions in diamonds vanished. A single microscopic mistake was left behind. A perfect DNA match was found. It should have been an open and shut case. Instead, the ultimate forensic evidence did not solve the crime. It created a perfect legal paradox. A biological loophole forced the justice system to unlock the handcuffs and let the culprits walk free. The night is cold and silent over Metropolis. At the heart of the shopping district stands the Grand Emporium, a colossal fortress of luxury. Behind its shatterproof glass displays lie exquisite jewels. Security here is an impenetrable marvel. Invisible motion sensors overlap. High-definition cameras monitor every angle. Highly trained guards patrol the marble floors at strict intervals. The building is a modern vault where a break-in is theoretically impossible. However, on this particular weekend, the impossible happens. The impenetrable fortress is breached with a level of sophistication that stuns authorities. The operation begins high above the city streets, on the expansive roof. Three figures, cloaked entirely in black tactical gear, move with the terrifying precision of a military unit. They bypass the sophisticated rooftop alarm systems without triggering a warning. Moving to the center of the roof, they pry open a large skylight. They operate with fluid, calculated movements so the sensitive motion sensors below register absolutely nothing. A rope ladder unrolls over the edge, dropping silently into the dark abyss. The intruders descend directly into the high-end jewelry department. Once their boots touch the marble floor, they do not waste a precious second. Heavy tools shatter the reinforced glass cabinets with brutal efficiency. The sharp sound of breaking glass echoes fiercely, but the thieves timed their assault perfectly. It is too late for internal alarms. Hands clad in thick gloves rapidly sweep luxury watches and diamond necklaces into duffel bags. The total value of stolen goods exceeds $5 million. The choreographed operation takes merely a few minutes. By the time police arrive, their sirens piercing the night. The grand hall is entirely empty. The shattered glass remains the only testament to the phantom thieves. As morning breaks, investigators swarm the chaotic crime scene. Detective Victor Wren stands silently amidst the destruction. The execution is astonishingly clean. The thieves left no visible footprints and no fingerprints. The retrieved security footage is useless. It shows only dark silhouettes moving with practiced speed. Their faces are obscured by thick masks. The operation appears to be a ghost story written in stolen diamonds. But as the forensic team meticulously combs through the debris, a critical error is discovered. Lying near the base of the rope ladder, discarded perhaps in the rush of escape, is a thin latex glove. It is a monumental breakthrough in the sterile environment of the state crime lab. Technicians extract a tiny trace of human sweat left behind by the wearer. From that microscopic drop, they successfully isolate a complete DNA profile. This unique genetic sequence is fed into the national database. The computer system searches millions of criminal records, comparing markers at lightning speed. A perfect match is found. The DNA belongs unequivocally to a man named Lucas Alvarez. He is a 27-year-old local with a previously documented criminal record. The authorities strike immediately. Heavily armed police tactical units raid his residence in the early hours of the morning. Lucas is violently awoken and arrested on the spot. To the police and the public, the evidence is irrefutable. A person's DNA is their ultimate biological fingerprint. It cannot be forged. This undeniable scientific proof places Lucas exactly at the scene of the crime, wearing the glove that carried out the brazen heist. The prosecution prepares for a swift conviction. Then, the justice system suddenly grinds to a halting stop. The investigation hits a massive wall that no one anticipated. During the background investigation, a crucial biological fact surfaces from public records. Lucas Alvarez does not exist alone. He has a twin brother named Mateo Alvarez. They are identical twins. In the cold interrogation room, Lucas sits in absolute silence. He offers no confession. He provides no alibi. He simply refuses to speak. Across the highly secured facility, in another identical room, Mateo is brought in. Mateo also sits in defiant silence. Despite hours of intense psychological pressure, neither brother speaks a single word. Crucially, neither turns against the other. Desperate to break the deadlock, investigators turn back to the forensic laboratory. They demand that scientists differentiate the DNA found on the latex glove. But the science of the time hits its absolute limit. Identical twins develop from a single fertilized human egg that splits perfectly in two during early development. Because of this biological phenomenon, they share nearly 100% of their entire genetic sequence. Standard forensic DNA profiling relies heavily on comparing specific targeted markers in the human genome. Between Lucas and Matteo, these specific genetic markers are completely identical. The laboratory director is forced to confirm the devastating truth. The DNA on the glove absolutely belongs to Lucas, but it equally belongs to Matteo. Science simply cannot determine which brother's hand was inside. The complex legal system of Metropolis is founded on a fundamental ancient principle, in dubio pro reo. In doubt for the accused, to permanently strip a person of their freedom and convict them of a major crime. The state is legally obligated to prove their individual guilt beyond any reasonable doubt. The prosecution suddenly faces an impossible, nightmarish paradox. They possess definitive scientific proof that one of the Alvarez twins was physically inside the Grand Emporium, committing the spectacular robbery. However, they absolutely cannot prove which one of them it was. Could they simply charge both brothers with the crime? The law strictly requires concrete proof of individual participation or active conspiracy. Without any independent evidence proving that the other twin was present or involved in the planning, charging both means intentionally and unlawfully imprisoning an innocent man. The justice system operates on the foundational belief that it is far better for 10 guilty men to go free than for one innocent man to be wrongly convicted. The days painfully tick by. The brothers remain steadfast in their silence. Despite massive police sweeps, the stolen jewels and watches remain completely untraceable. Not a single piece surfaces on the global black market. The $5 million in stolen luxury have vanished into thin air. Finally, in the solemn courtroom, the presiding judge slowly reviews the mountain of evidence. The DNA is a perfect match. But the sheer biology of identical twins has inadvertently created a perfect, unbreakable alibi. The judge's hands are firmly tied by the very same laws that were carefully designed to protect the innocent from tyranny, without any additional differentiating evidence to firmly separate the actions of the two men. The court simply cannot legally proceed. The heavy wooden gavel falls, echoing through the silent room. The decision is officially made. Lucas and Matteo Alvarez are unconditionally released from custody. They calmly walk out of the heavily fortified police station, their identical, symmetrical faces betraying absolutely no emotion to the flashing cameras. They step out into the bright sunlight as completely free men. The frustrated authorities can only stand by and watch them leave, knowing with near absolute certainty that at least one of these two men committed one of the greatest heists in the history of the city. The perfect crime was achieved not entirely by flawless planning, but by an incredible accident of human biology and the unyielding adherence to the rule of law. The stunning reality behind this seemingly fictionalized account is even more astounding. The Grand Emporium is, in historical fact, the legendary Kadewi department store located in Berlin, Germany. The true year of the spectacular robbery was 2009. The identical twins who outsmarted the system were real men named Hassan and Abbas O. At the precise time of the incredible heist in 2009, this level of genetic differentiation was scientifically impossible. However, the world of forensics has evolved. Currently, through highly advanced next-generation sequencing technology, it is now entirely possible to identify and separate the microscopic mutations, scientifically known as single nucleotide polymorphisms, that occur uniquely even between identical twins. But for this specific, legendary incident at the Kadewi, it is widely known that the legal statute of limitations has already permanently passed, making re-investigation impossible. This was Courtroom T, case closed.